a.k.a. White Jesus, a.k.a. Jesus Clark, seemed to be a little bit overly frustrated tonight in the loss against the Conneticut Sun. Do you think this has anything to do with the recent Team USA roster snub? And maybe all the controversy and conversation around it? Does her teammates seem to look like they wanted to play with her? It's a lot to talk about and a lot of conversation happening. We're going to look at some highlights and talk about it right after the intro.
Reaction when you saw the USA team yesterday, the roster come out?
Yeah, I think I'm excited for the girls that are on the team. I know it's the most competitive team in the world, and I know it could have gone either way of me being on the team, me not being on the team. So, I'm excited for them. I'm going to be rooting them on to win gold. I was a kid that grew up watching the Olympics, so it'll be fun to watch them.
What was your level of disappointment not hearing your name on the roster?
Honestly, no disappointment. I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there.
Did you have a direct conversation with managing director over there at USAB recently?
Yeah, they called me and let me know, and before everything came out, which was really respectful of them, and I appreciated that. And they did the same for every girl that made the team or every girl that didn't make the team. There's a lot of players in the Olympic pool, so it wasn't like I was the only one they had to call. They had to make quite a few calls.
Are you looking forward to a break, from Olympic action, basketball in general, I guess?
Absolutely. It's going to be really nice. I've loved competing every single second, but it's going to be a great month for my body to, first of all, get rest and get healthy and just get a little time away from basketball and the craziness of everything that's been going on, and, just find some peace and quiet for myself. But then additionally, a great opportunity for us to work and get better, a great opportunity for myself to get in the weight room, to work on the court and work at things that I want to get better at that I maybe didn't have time going from college to the pro season. So I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, we still have a month of games where we have a lot of opportunities to win a lot of games. So that's where my main focus is.
All right. You heard White Jesus yourself. That was her response to all of the Team USA in what I would consider a snub. Absolutely active incompetence, but we're going to get into it. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome, everybody, boys, girls, he's, she's, they, them, we's, or whatever you choose to identify as. I'm your host, CJSoFoolish, and welcome to the W360, your new home for all things women's basketball, okay? Welcome, everybody. If you are a returning subscriber, returning viewer, thank you so much, guys, for rocking with the channel as it's growing. If you are viewing this video and you haven't subscribed to the W360, subscribe right now and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend to subscribe to the W360 for all things women's basketball, okay? All right. It has been a lot happening. What has happened with White Jesus, and why does everyone seem to know that White Jesus is the most popular player in the WNBA right now, but the WNBA? Why? What is everyone's problem against White Jesus? There is no logical explanation. I don't care which way you try to spin it, how much you try to put a button on it, how you try to explain. We chose the best players. You chose a player that's injured. You chose an injured player. And that's not to take nothing away from Chelsea Gray. But everyone keeps running with this question. Well, who would you take off the list? Who would you take off the list for Caitlin Clark? I don't know, the player that's injured. You can start there. You could start there. The player that hasn't played a game all season, and that is Chelsea Gray. And even if we make this bigger than white Jesus, okay, fine, you chose the best players. We chose the top 12 players of the league. This is fair. We work with integrity. We choose the top 12 players of the league. Well, then why would you choose a player that hasn't played all season over an Enrique Ogunbowale who's been playing her best basketball? You all are full of shit. You're full of it. Everything about your explanation behind this roster and choosing stinks. It's stinky. I'm going to be honest. I was not shocked that White Jesus wasn't picked. I actually knew. I said, I guarantee you they're going to leave White Jesus off this roster. She's only the most popular, most talked about, most generated player that generated most of the growing of the league. She's pretty much solely responsible for it. But you're going to leave her off the biggest stage worldwide because of why? And if we're talking about integrity and everyone and being a great representation of this country, how does Brittany Griner make the roster? Out of all people you could choose, operating under the notion of integrity, you choose Brittany Griner. You choose Brittany Griner. She's been injured all season as well. After all the controversy surrounding Brittany Griner, everyone knows what happened last time she left this country. And you're going to send her right back? What are you guys thinking? This was so frustrating to hear. It's almost as if we are going to purposely stand in our own way. There is no way you could be in the interest of growing this league and growing viewership and growing recognition and growing advertising dollars and growing worldwide notability, and you leave the most popular player, White Jesus, Caitlin Clark, off the USA roster. What kind of business decision is that? What kind of business decision? That's like if I open a shoe shop, right? A shoe store. And everybody and their mom is talking about this new Jordan shoe that comes out. But instead of putting the Jordan shoe in the window for everybody to see that comes by and walk by during the grand opening, I choose 4 other shoes and say, no, because, these shoes need to be bought as well. Instead of putting the popular shoe that everyone wants and is talking about and want to see, and knowing that once everyone see this shoe here, they're going to come in and see the rest of the shoes. No, not the WNBA. They're going to force feed everyone else that they believe they have a fair shot too. We're going to put the best players. It's jealousy. All of this is malpractice and jealousy. And it seems like everyone is in on it. Everyone. Even in the game tonight, you have the commentators trying to explain this ridiculousness. And stop asking the question, well, who do you pull off the roster? Start with the injured player. Start there. Or you can start with the other player, Diana Taurasi, that she's scoring and doing better than this season. It makes absolutely no sense. if my thing is, you've been talking about, we want to grow this league, we want to increase this, we want to increase that, I would have more respect if you guys, when you go on these national television shows and try to talk to everyone like they're dumb, I would have more respect if you just come out and say, we don't want this white girl to be the sole reason of the influx of the popularity of this league. Anybody but this white girl. And straight. No. We want the vets. Now, if you're all going to tune in, you're going to watch the vets. You're going to watch the ladies that have been here and been working very hard. Just say that. I would have more respect if you say that instead of talking to me like I'm dumb. That's my whole thing. Just admit it. Now that you have all these viewers, we want you to see the women. We're going to force feed you the women that you guys claim hasn't been covered, and they have. Asia Wilson has been covered. Everyone knows Asia Wilson is the best player in the world. She's the best player in the league. Wouldn't you want to see the most popular player, the newest player that everyone is talking about playing with Asia Wilson? Why would you miss that opportunity? So we can actually see what a good pick and roll looks like instead of keep trying to attempt to see it with her and Aaliyah Boston, who refuses to move her feet. Since you're so in the interest of showcasing the best players in the league, why wouldn't you put Caitlin Clark with the best player in the world? That way, the increased viewership and millions of people who's going to tune in can also see the best player in the world and actually see them on the same team together. And see what a good pick and roll looks like. What's up, Henny Bobby? We got a super chat. Thank you, Henny Bobby. Henny Bobby. Yes, I hope I'm saying your name right. Henny Bobby, Henny Baby. Diana Taurasi over Caitlin Clark is crazy. She got 5 gold medals. How many more gold medals does one need? Yes, this roster, thank you, Henny Bobby. That's a great point. This roster tells me nothing but this is gatekeeping and cliquish. It's an agenda. This tells me we're not on the same team to increase viewership. No, we're going to prove a point to Caitlin Clark and her millions of fans and viewership. Caitlin Clark isn't the sole reason for the increase in the WNBA. And we're going to prove it to you. We're not going to put her on the Olympic team. That's all that I hear. That's all that I'm hearing. You have WNBA media get on national television and say, yes, we did. They didn't make the marketing decision because they didn't make the business decision. They made the decision in the integrity of picking the best players. No, they didn't. They picked a player that's injured. Why are you talking to people like they're dumb? Just say that you women, all you older women, older fans, that's older fans, women, media, all of you are against the idea of promoting this new generational talent because your egos won't let you. And you have an allegiance to the older players that's been here. Just admit it. Andrea Carter, Monica McNutt, Shanae Ogwumike, admit it. I don't understand the constant talking around things and making excuses for things, and just admit that your ego won't let you get on the side of this new generational talent that has brought Record viewership. You want to know why? For instance, tonight, the Conneticut Sun played out in front of a sold-out arena, sold-out audience. The Conneticut Sun, the number 1 team in the WNBA. They were undefeated until this past weekend. They lost against New York Liberty. But this is the second time they played in front of a sold-out crowd. You want to know when the other first time was? The last time they played White Jesus. But they keep dancing around numbers. As long as the WNBA media continues to try to push this narrative that we were popping before Caitlin Clark got here, and I'm not taking away from any WNBA player. I've been watching. I followed the league for years and years and years. I've been one of those people that's been saying, man, I can't wait till more eyes get on the league. I cannot wait. I was so excited when White Jesus was coming. We knew this rookie class, they're bringing an entire new viewership led by Caitlin Clark. She's pretty much the sole reason. And to watch the WNBA continuously fumble each opportunity. They just keep fighting it because they have an allegiance to Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi. Roderick Edwards. What's up, Roderick? Says Clark teammates will sacrifice their own career to prove a point. Insanity. Oh, absolutely. We're going to get to the game. It's not much to talk about. They got their butts whooped. The score is a little closer than what it was, but at one point I think they were down by 40. But they got their butts whooped. Nonetheless, just regarding this USA team roster, it stinks. Not the roster. The roster doesn't stink. I mean, they're clearly going to win. They've been dominating. But the reasoning around why White Jesus wasn't picked, all of it stinks. All of it. You all stink. All of the reasoning stink. It all stinks. It all is dirty diapers. None of it makes sense, no matter which way you try to explain or prove it. It all stinks. Everything about every explanation reeks of jealousy, and I'm going to prove that Caitlin Clark isn't responsible for the growth of this league. That's all I hear. And it's so disappointing as a WNBA fan who has been a fan for years. All right, I want to, for everyone that's just joining in, I want to play. SC, what's up? SC says Griner can barely run right now. She had a good game. This past weekend. But nonetheless, I mean, my thing is, if you're basing picks off integrity, we're choosing Brittany Griner. All right. For everyone just tuning in, I want to, in case you haven't seen it, I want to show you guys what Caitlin Clark had to say about it. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I want to show you guys, just in case you haven't seen it, for everyone just tuning in, what Caitlin Clark's reaction was to the USA roster snub. I want to hear I want you guys to hear her reaction, and then we can come back. And I want you guys to hear Christy Size, the worst coach to ever take this position, what she fixed her mouth and non-voice to say. 1 second.
Reaction when you saw the USA team yesterday, the roster come out?
Yeah, I think I'm excited for the girls that are on the team. I know it's the most competitive team in the world, and I know it could have gone either way of me being on the team, me not being on the team. So, I'm excited for them. I'm going to be rooting them on to win gold. I was a kid that grew up watching the Olympics, so it'll be fun to watch them.
What was your level of disappointment not hearing your name on the roster?
Honestly, no disappointment. Like, I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there.
Did you have a direct conversation with managing director over there at USAB recently?
Yeah, they called me and let me know, and before everything came out, which was really respectful of them, and I appreciated that. And they did the same for every girl that made the team or every girl that didn't make the team. There's a lot of players in the Olympic pool, so it wasn't like I was the only one they had to call. They had to make quite a few calls.
Are you looking forward to a break? From
another hand clap. Another great answer from White Jesus. Another great answer. Another class act gracious answer. Another way to say, hey, I'm cheering, I'm rooting for everybody. We all know White Jesus is going to be there next time. We know she's going to be there in 2028. We're talking about now. She should be there. But fine. If you ask me, honestly, when you think about it, I'm just like, you know what? It'll be better in 2028. Because my God, if she goes, why play? She'll be playing with the team that she's playing with now, with everyone trying to prove that they're better than her and they deserve to be seen too. Hopefully, in 2028, when she goes, she's playing with the team that would embrace, her to be playing, that would embrace the popularity that she's bringing, that would just embrace the talent that she is. Something tells me it just wouldn't go that way this time around. It wouldn't. And I can't even imagine the conversations that will happen around White Jesus. You get in a gym. You take some rest. Spend time with your family. Rest. They're going to win anyway. If you ask me, they're going to win it regardless. They could have put White Jesus on that roster. They could have put her on the roster, but they chose not to. And, it doesn't help with what people are thinking and saying. It doesn't help. And they're not running the WNBA like a business. They're running it like a equality social, some type of equality social world. Everyone is equal. No, everyone's not. Not in the real world. Everyone's not equal. Until they start running the league like a business, they're going to continue to just make people scratch their heads at the decisions that are being made. Yeah, in 2028, she'll definitely be playing on a better team. Definitely be playing on a better team. Instead of the stinky team she's on now, she'll be playing on a better team. Had a couple of better seasons under her belt. Be a little bit more embraced to the league instead of fought all the time. And speaking of being embraced and fought, this game, where is she? Here she is. This woman stinks. She stinks. She needs to be fired. Or at least quit. Why don't you do everyone a favor and just quit? Why don't you do everyone a favor and just quit? This team tonight, there's no chemistry. No chemistry. No chemistry at all. And you know who's the most looks a bit awkward on the court to me? It's White Jesus, a.k.a. Caitlin Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell. Those two have no chemistry. No chemistry. And you think that the scouting on this team would be better? Why is no one but Leslie Hall, she was the only one, Why is no one taking charges every time Alyssa Thomas gets the ball? Why? What are they doing out there? And I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed tonight. If you guys were watching the game, it seems to me, I could be tripping, I could be wrong, but it seems to me that no one wants to play with White Jesus. There has to be some type of locker room issues going on here. There's no energy. She hits a logo 3, which is what she's doing, what millions of people are tuning in to watch and are excited about, but the 4 people that she's on the court with. When she hits a logo 3, no one is like, let's go. Nothing. But to me, it seems like when she came out the game, when White Jesus came out the game, Aaliyah Boston got like some type of spark in her shoes. She actually kind of posted up a little bit. They were down by 40 or 30, but still. Erica Wheeler played with a little bit of spark. Why don't you all start the game like that? Why? So it's like there's no leadership on the team. There's no chemistry. No one wants to fall in line. Aaliyah Boston stunk up the place again tonight. I don't care that she had a double-double. Aaliyah Boston stunk up the place again tonight, because if you watch Aaliyah Boston, she doesn't even go for rebounds. She just slaps the ball. She just... This is all she do all night. She's just... all night. Even when someone is driving at her, it's not, you're not even going for a block. You're just... the entire night, Aaliyah, why don't you play? Why don't you block a shot when someone's coming at you? She had 1 block tonight. 1 block tonight. But she's not going up for a rebound to pull it down. Let's get out in transition and let's go. None of that happens. The ball is coming to her and she's... At one point, I thought Aaliyah Boston tried to foul on purpose so she can come out the game. She's just running. Look at this play. You don't believe me? Look at this play right here. White Jesus hits the logo 3. No one is like, let's go. You ever played with a team and somebody hits a logo 3? No one. No one. Watch Aaliyah Boston on this play and watch how she's running back like... I gotta run back again. Gosh. Watch. And no chemistry. Look at this play.
Shoot at 3 for Tiffany Mitchell.
Connecticut, second last in the league in three-point percentage, just under 29%. Clark heaves.
Watch Aaliyah. Watch Aaliyah.
Just under 29%. Clark heaves and rattles one in. Back and forth they go from
No
deep.
chemistry.
No shot is too far away from the rim for Caitlin Clark. Carrington gets caught underneath.
No chemistry. No chemistry at all. No type of pep in your step. Nothing. 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 And even, I'll point out something else. Even when Aaliyah Boston gets a block, watch Alyssa Smith. Here, look at Alyssa Smith when Aaliyah Boston finally gets a block.
Alyssa Thomas, push pass.
Look at Alyssa Smith. Look at her right here. That's under number 1. Look at Alyssa Smith when Aaliyah Boston gets this
Alyssa
block.
Thomas, push pass. Aaliyah Boston returns the favor.
What kind of... She's been struggling all season. She finally jumped. Look at Alyssa Smith. She looks
Alyssa
mad.
Thomas, push pass. Aaliyah Boston returns the favor.
This team stinks. This team stinks. Stinky, dirty diapers. All of them. Stinky, dirty diapers. Stinky, dirty diapers. White Jesus hits a three. She gets fouled by Alyssa Thomas because the league doesn't call any fouls on Alyssa Thomas. She's literally playing football. Not to take anything away from them. Connecticut looks really, really good. They're the top team in the WNBA, so I wasn't expecting much. But no one hits her like, let's go. It's an and one. Nothing. This team stinks. There's no leadership. There's no chemistry. Aaliyah Boston has no post presence. None. This team is bad on the defensive perimeter. But if you watch a team like Vegas, Kelsey Plum plays no defense. None. But they can afford to do that because guess what happens? If you get past the first line of defense against a Las Vegas team, guess who you're running into? Asia Wilson, who's going to send the ball into the stands. That's who. Or if they're driving and the defense is collapsing, Asia Wilson finds the seam. She makes herself visible. She's going to hit the mid-range jumper. She's going to hit the damn three. She's going to hit everything. But they get absolutely nothing from Aaliyah. Nothing. Then Christy Sides is consistently making horrible calls. Lexi Hall comes in the game. Lexi Hall gets a charge. She hits a three. She makes things happen on the court. But Christy Sides continues to go with her. What are you doing, Christy? Wallace and Sides, both of you. Both of the Christies. Both of the Christies. You two, Christy Square, right here, you two are the most horrible pair. And you have the nerve to both be named Christy. Both of you Christies should stay in Connecticut tonight. Why is both of your names Christy? You're both equally bad. Both of you stink. You both stink. It stinks. All of you stink. She's awful. She's awfuler. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I have no idea. Besides Erica Wheeler. And no, don't come telling me, well, she hit a three and I think she had 9 points tonight or something like that. Nobody cares what you do when the team is down by 40. Nobody cares what you do then. Nobody's even watching. But there seems to be, to me, there seems to be a locker room issue going on because, again, this team came out today. I don't know if the players want to prove as well. There's a reason. You go out here and show it. Since everybody think you should be on the Olympic team, go out here and show why you should be on the Olympic team. That's what I feel when I'm watching this team play now. That's what I'm feeling. That's what my gut is telling me. That's what my intuition is telling me. Watching this team play tonight, it seems like my intuition is telling me that this team didn't want to play with White Jesus. They're against her. So is the coach. Because how dare she come in this league and get all this attention? It's talked about on national sports news outlets, morning sports shows. How dare she come in this league and get all this attention? Nobody ever talked about why I didn't get picked for the Olympic team. Nobody ever talked about why I didn't get picked. That's what I'm feeling from this team. That's the energy this team gave tonight. So when she wasn't on the floor, it seemed like everybody wanted to play with a little more spunk. Fire everybody. Fire them all. Fire them all. SC said, CC is enduring, but we'll be fine. But we'll rise. Yeah, she got to get a new coach behind her. All right. Jared Washington. What's up, Jared? The refs jealous of CC too crazy. At one point during the game, White Jesus looked at the ref and said, help me out. She's looking like, I can't get a call? It has to be frustrating. It has to be frustrating. That's what I was sensing from White Jesus. It has to be frustrating. All right, what's everyone saying is Tanya Williams. What's up, Tanya? Wasn't AB passed up for Team USA? She absolutely rightfully so was. Yes, people were asking also on social media, why was Aaliyah Boston passed up? Why couldn't she get a roster spot? If you ask me, Aaliyah Boston barely has a starting spot on her WNBA team. If she had a sub or somebody that would remotely run the floor, Aaliyah Boston probably wouldn't even be starting on this team. If you ask me. So there's no way she should even be in the conversation about making the USA Olympic team. For what? To go and embarrass the country? No. Absolutely not. Aaliyah Boston has to get her head together. And yes, I root for her. I'm disappointed in Aaliyah. I am so disappointed. If you look at my early episodes, I said this is going to be great. They're going to have a great pick and roll. I am so disappointed in Aaliyah this season so far. I am so disappointed. Leeward Wicks says Aaliyah gets a free pass and Caitlyn gets crucified. Make that make sense. Self-made Reach. What's up, Reach? 2K25 will be lit. I cannot wait. People will watch CC for regardless. Cindy Hudson. What's up, Cindy? Like a social activist society. Absolutely. Chad Anderson. What's up, Chad? The sides is terrible and why is Wallace playing? I think everybody that tunes into the Indiana Fever games has the same question. Why? Why is Christy Wallace playing? You're better off going with Grace Berger or Lexi Hall or Celeste Taylor. Why is Christy Wallace playing? She is a filthy, dirty diaper. She stinks. Christy Wallace stinks. My goodness. I cannot believe this girl is still on this team. She stinks. All right, what are we looking at, guys? That's my time, guys. Yes, so that's my time. Jake Best. What's up, Jake? And what do you do if you are sides? You subtly blame CC for everything. Yes, that's what I forgot. So let's look at what Christy Sides' response was to Caitlin Clark getting snubbed, which was the Let's look at the response, and then let's talk about it.
This elephant in the room is the Team USA roster. Caitlin's not on it. What was your reaction when you saw that list come out yesterday?
Yeah, a little disappointed, of course. She's my player. That's the hardest team in the world to make, right? Like, that is a tough team. She's young. She's going to have so many opportunities in the future.
How did you coach her up through that, or did you talk to her at all through that to make it more of a motivating factor than anything?
Yeah, we talked actually on the bus. She got the call on the bus, and she texted me to let me know. And, I just tried to keep her spirits. I mean, the thing she said was, hey, Coach, they woke a monster, which I thought was awesome.
Is there any silver lining? And she'll get a little bit of rest. She'll be able to work on some things in that 3-week break.
Yeah, I think that is the silver lining. Like, she is going to get some rest.
Talk about not being able to keep a conversation to yourself. You see how terrible she is? I mean, not only does she make terrible decisions as a coach, she makes terrible decisions as just a friend. If I come and tell you, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. They just woke up a monster. You don't go and tell the press. Why would you say that, Christy? You don't go and tell the press that she said they just woke up a monster. Now you're putting an even bigger target on White Jesus' back. I can't tell if she's doing this on purpose or if she's just that dumb. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Are you purposely putting a target on her back? So that way the media can take this and run with it and say, oh, this is the monster, this game tonight. Or are you just that dumb? That's something you keep between you and her. That's something you tell her, yep, I'm with you. All right, monster loading. We're on board. You don't go to the press and say, yeah, she said she's going to be a monster now. This lady stinks. This lady stinks. This lady stinks. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. This lady stinks. Everything about her, she's trash. She stinks. She stinks. She stinks. They're all in on it. If you ask me. Diana Taurasi called her and said, tell the media everything she said to you. She stinks. Good Vibes says Fever played better with CC out the game. I see it. Looks like you put this comment about 8 different times in the chat. You keep repeating the comment. I see it. This team does not look like a good team when White Jesus isn't on the floor. I don't know if you're watching the same game or not, but no, they don't look like a good team. When White Jesus was not on the floor, they were down by 40. And if you want to count those garbage points and those garbage rebounds and those garbage buckets, then you count them. But if you ask me, that's what garbage players do. They show up during the garbage minutes. That's exactly what happened. When White Jesus wasn't on the floor, they were down by 35, 40 points at one point. So if you want to count those baskets, then you're by yourself. We're not even going to watch those highlights. All right. Evan said, leave White Jesus alone. Seriously. Without CC, Indiana is a 5-win team. Ero Gale says, more teamwork, but they can't score. Mark Williams, love you. Thank you. Thank you. Love y'all back. Love you back. Love your channel. Tamara, what's up, Tamara? Love your channel. You crack me up. Lisa G, what's up, Lisa? He's a hater. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're not reading no more of your comments. Good Vibes. How do you sit and repeat a comment over and over? All right, guys, that's coming up on my time. Listen, if you are watching this video, we have over 170 people in this chat. If you have not liked the video, please like this video. Please, please, please like it right now so the algorithm is nice to this channel. Miss Fine, what's up, Miss Fins? I hope I said your name correctly. Miss Fins, Miss Fines. Hey, CJ, why was Caitlin out the second half? Well, this would be a question I would hope the media ask in the post-game presser. This would be a question for this head coach right here. That's a question everyone is wondering. Now, if you ask me, the only sense I can make of that is we're losing by 40. We're going to lose this game. We're playing against the top team in the league. So I'm going to rest my best player and just let everyone else play. That's the only thing I could think of. However, from what I understand, reading on social media, the crowd was chanting they wanted to see White Jesus. But again, this is another instance where the WNBA doesn't give the people what they're asking for. So you're going to force feed everyone. She had 4 fouls. Yeah, she was in foul trouble. And again, if you ask me, it was a blowout game. At one point, they were down by almost 40 points. So at that point, just sit your best player, let everyone play. Hopefully people can regroup, and hopefully try to get more. Please try to get more wins than last season. All right, guys, that's my time. Listen, if you haven't liked this video, like this video. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I definitely want to talk about Vegas. So I'm going to be back tomorrow. I want to talk about Vegas. They just dropped another game this past weekend. They lost to the LA Sparks. It was a good game. They were short Jackie Young, and of course they don't have Chelsea Gray as well. And I want to get into Vegas, and I want to get into, are they looking like they will three-peat this year? Is it time to worry about Vegas yet? If you ask me, I think they have dead weight that they need to get rid of, and there's some changes that need to be made, but I definitely want to talk about that in its own episode. So listen, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Meet me back here pretty much each and every other evening when we discuss all things women's basketball. Tomorrow, yeah, Michael Keys. What's up, Michael? Michael said the Sparks were balling. Yes, they were. The Vegas and LA game was a good game yesterday. Asia Wilson balled out. It wasn't enough. The LA Sparks, they were balling. And even with the LA Sparks, I'm wondering why Zia Cook isn't getting any minutes. Why is it Zia Cook? But Rakia Jackson, another one of the rookies that's changing this game. Rakia Jackson had a really, really, really good game. Cindy said Chelsea is preparing for the Olympics. Yeah, but here's the thing. With the Olympics, it's so physical. It's so physical and the next level of physicality that Caitlin Clark wouldn't be able to handle. So why would you put a player out there fresh off an injury and risk her re-injuring herself? Why would you do that? Just a question. Nonetheless, yes, we are going to come back and talk about the Las Vegas Aces. Will they repeat? I want to talk about these rookies and how Aaliyah Edwards is looking great this past week. She had an amazing week. I want to talk about the Chicago Sky. So we're definitely going to come back and Cindy said it was a joke. So we're definitely going to come back and talk about the other top teams in the league and what's going on around the league as well. So make sure you set your notifications. Make sure you subscribe to the W360 and make sure you're tuned in each and every other night where we talk about all things women's basketball, okay? Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. That's my time. Until next episode, guys, peace and soul grease. All right, I'm out this episode, guys.